Welcome back to another week of In the 1-1. Last week we were undefeated, my man Tommy.
Mate, unreal. Kept the money in the pocket.
Yeah, finally actually get a meeting I'm a little bit interested in, and I prayed for no rain and the rain came.
Didn't it, mate? They just bucketed down. Yeah, real disappointing.
Well, I wasn't here. I was up in Brisbane watching the footy, but from all reports it was absolutely bucketing, where it bucketed all day today. The next few days, weather doesn't look great, but I don't think there's much rain coming, not for at least the next 3 days.
Yeah, not much rain around, but not much sun either. So it'll just like puddle. It won't really drain away.
It's just going to stay. There's a bit of wind that might dry it out a little bit, but not expecting it to improve, but not expecting it to go back either. Yeah, agree.
I did form for sort of a heavy 8, soft 7, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Heavy 8, yeah.
Yeah, anytime it's wet like this, I don't bet early unless I think something's crazy overs, and I haven't seen anything. Well, there could be one thing that could end up big overs, but we'll see. Just quickly, I wanted to say, if you want to see all the bets that we have, there's going to be a link in the description. Go down, sign up to Unibet. You then go to the Unibet, your vault, and then to the BTFU zone. Have a look in there. You'll have all the best bets, and the traders have looked after us there. We're going to, seeing as though the races were off, we actually don't mind the meeting between us. I think our best bets have pretty much lined up, which could be either extremely good or extremely scary.
Yeah.
But we're going to go from races 3 to 10. We'll kind of go through them relatively quick. But we've both landed on one of our better bets of the day here. How do you think track will play first?
Interesting this, because 2 weeks ago they raced at Rosehill and you couldn't make any ground. That rain during the meeting, similar conditions. I don't think there'll be any rain during this meeting, but you just couldn't make any ground on that day. I think you'll be able to make some ground only because there's no rain during this meeting. The rail goes out 1 metre, which is a really rare position at Rosehill. It's either in the true or moves out sort of 4 metres. I think it'll just play like a true rail. Couple off the fence. Don't want to settle last, but I think they should get their chance.
As you said, when it was raining during a meeting and it's like kind of stormy, the guy's actually a really good judge. I know once upon a time told me, he goes, as soon as the weather becomes like this, you should back leaders because horses are traditionally pack animals and they run in their pack. So he goes, when the conditions become quite hectic like this, they fall back into instinct.
Yeah.
And they kind of just run to a pattern. And
it's like synthetic too. They might get kickback of mud and stuff like that. So if you're just out in front, make your own luck and you're hard fit, it's a good recipe.
Well, it's hard to really let down in the wet, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you've really got to skip through it.
Correct. All right, let's go race 3. What's speed map look like?
Speed looks not too bad. Ninja, the favourite. Punters might think that we're keen on that, but led throughout at Kembla in a 4-horse field, kicked away, won by 11 lengths. Time looked great. Crown the King is another that will also show some good speed, and then there's some opportunities to sort of find positions just in behind them. Fermoy draws gate 5. I think it's a chance. Without Pier draws a good gate as well, and then you've got a horse like Space Raider drawn wide. We'll go back and hope that there's speed on, but market opened up pretty short here with Ninja. I wanted to ask you what you thought of the horse and the win last start, and what you thought of this race.
So when I watched it, I went, first thing I do is go and look at how sectionals stack up on the day. Stacked up as one of the fastest on the day, so which is obviously, when you're in a maiden, it's a good thing. To the eye, it looked overly well because I think it beat a bunch of cockroaches.
Agree.
And then I went back. Well, I thought, well, what did it do last start? It did come what appears to be a relatively strong form race.
Yep.
So I couldn't get it anywhere near this short.
Yep.
I can understand why people would find it.
Yep.
Not at the price, but I can understand why it is favourite.
Yep.
I'm going straight to the horse, Fermoy.
Love it.
I love it too. Loved both trials. Really loved both trials. Just, do you know what it even has that action of, was it the Chad Schofield horse, the 2-year-old?
That was real leggy.
The mare, no, the real stocky one that should have won and injured herself and come back as 3-year-old.
Who trained? Can't remember.
Annabelle Neesham. What was that? It was that mare. Oh, the filly, real strong filly. It kind of gives me a bit of looks a bit like it, like really just strong. This is a colt.
It'll come
and she looked like a colt. Yeah. So it was Coolmore horse. I can't think of it. But it looks like a machine, like she did in the trials. Absolute machine.
Yep.
Yeah, I like $9 each way. Waller J Mac. Obviously, it's a maiden against horses that have won races. He clearly thinks it's up to it. For like Waller would just be taking it to a maiden and going through the system if that was the case.
Yep.
I think he clearly thinks it's up to these and is a massive chance of winning.
Yeah.
I think $9 each way is just a bet all day for me.
Absolutely.
Absolute bet all day.
Agree. I think if you like Ninja weight, I think you'll see black figures. I think you might see 260, 270. For everything you said, it had its chance on debut off some nice trials. Had its chance. I thought lost to Grand Prairie, picked 2 horses from that race have won since. That form was all right, but I think that's about its level here. So went to Kembla, versed Cockroaches, like you said, and put an absolute space on them. If you're going off that Kembla win, sure, it looked great to the eye. The time stacked up, but that was a provincial meeting, in my opinion. Now it's got to come up against some proper up-and-comers. This Fermoy was a $1.9 million yearling. Coolmore paid the big bucks. I remember the mum fundamentalist. It was by Zoostar, gets through the wet. J-Mac rides. I'm surprised. I had it around $6, so I'm going to take the $9.50.
Well, look, it is a maiden against horses that won races on a Saturday.
The style, the way it's like changed legs over the last 100 meters, the style.
You don't worry
about
preaching. You're preaching to the converted on that. I think that's where the prices come from.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not shorter already. Like with the connections and the Coolmore silks and the nice trials. Like why?
I'm just putting it purely down to maiden.
Yeah, fair enough.
The fact that it's a maiden. But the thing is, when horses have won one race, they're essentially all of these horses are Class 1 horses. It's a maiden with Class 1 horses.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be it's bred to be a black type horse.
Yeah.
They've paid black type money for it.
Yeah.
Not that they know their price tag, but I couldn't have been more impressed with the trials.
I like the intent. Just one other tick. I like the intent of resuming at 1,300. So like three
trials.
Yeah, 11, 1,200 meters, put away 3 trials and then resumes at 1,300 I just love that. Screams intent to me.
Yeah. I loved it as well going back to the set, like the 779 meter trial.
Yeah.
And absolutely. Just absolutely humming too.
And taking it. And taking it away from Rosehill trials. Sometimes trainers will just trial them at their home track. It's good to see when trainers take them to, an away track, get them on the float for the day and give them that race day experience.
Yeah.
So he's taken it to Warwick Farm. I think, I could go on with the ticks, but that'll do me.
We're both on Fermoy.
Love it.
And we'll be laying the favourite, or I will be anyway.
Yep. At
that current price, definitely.
Absolutely.
All right, move on to race 4.
Interesting race here. Not much speed here, but Super Norwest, Tuileries and Amrikia. I listened to Peter Snowden talk during the week. He wanted to split them up, and that's why he had scratched Tuileries from last week to keep them separate. He's had no choice but to put them in this race together. He thinks they'll both get the black type, which is interesting, but it'll see who comes out on top this weekend. They both map 10 and 11 right next to each other, should track each other. I think Amrikia might settle in front of Tuileries. Sunshine Law from its inside gate as well, coming off a win last start, will also settle in a midfield position. And then you've got a horse like Super Norwest out in front and makes its own luck up there. Could you split the Snowden pair?
No, not at the price. As you know, I tipped Tuileries last start when you were against it due to the map. You were right, purely due to the map. Her run was good. Her sectionals were, I think, almost the best on the day.
I think she could have gone faster. I think her last 600 was 32.
And it was out in the wrong part of the track. You did not want to be there.
Yeah.
What she did,
it was like a Ramick run, like kind of back, wide, swooping. You just couldn't do that at Rosehill. I
think I have to have Tuileries on top just. Like I've got it on top just for the fact of, like Amrika won last start, as you said, in the wrong part of the track, but it did it in a midweek and has been unbeaten to date. I think I'm leaning towards Tuileries.
Yeah.
Gun them ahead and backing Tuileries.
Same. I'm with you. I think it's already got the exposed form on the board with the wins last prep. Resumed, completely unlucky. Couldn't have run much faster. I think 32.99 was its last 600 metres. They don't really run that quick. Amrikia, like you said, but just coming off the provincials. The jockey bookings are also key here.
It's interesting as well that they put her Tullery's up shorter and the money's come for the other one.
Yeah.
As we know, there's no liquidity early. I wouldn't be surprised to see if that's a little bit of a dummy and then the late money come for Tullery's.
Absolutely. I think if you don't have to force a bet, don't have a bet. I couldn't split them. I won't be having a bet. Be interesting to see what the late money does, and it'll be good moving forward, seeing how they perform on Saturday.
Depending on what price they're at, I'll bet Tullery's late for me.
Yeah, sweet.
We move on to race 5, another race that we have landed on a horse. Go to the speed map.
Yep. I got Blitzberg, Skyhook showing some good speed there.
Yep.
Pallaton, I think it won on debut, leading throughout, showed great speed, or might have just sat in the box seat, showed good speed. I think it'll use the same tactics again from gate 1, settle in the box seat. Nashville Jack has the race fitness, so I could suspect they settle closer and try and settle in front of a few of the classier types that are resuming. But I'll let you start this one off. I think we found the same horse.
We've both landed on Pallaton. One thing I will say is, and as you know, I'm a massive troll perv. I seem to have a lot of luck, and I do my best betting on horses that are first up, second up, and lightly raced, and all of that sort of jazz. One time that you have to be very careful doing it is on wet tracks.
Absolutely.
And I know, and you'll see, I have landed on a fair few first up horses here, and it can be a very dangerous play doing it, going in. And also I will say that as a caveat.
Yep.
But this horse is trial good.
Yeah, it was an outstanding trial. I have an opinion of Rosalind Star later on in this meeting. John O'Shea horse. And this horse just idled up past it, put 3 lengths on it in the trial. And, it's come back bigger, stronger. When it was a 2-year-old, I thought there was a chance that it could have, been like 1,000-metre squib kind of like firework, just, straight to the lead and showed plenty of speed. Because then its second and third starts last prep, it kind of came back to maybe the bubble burst a bit. I thought it might have just all been too soon for the horse.
Yeah.
Did it on raw ability first up, and then but the way it's returned, I think the trials are exceptional. My only reservation is the gate 1. If it sits in the box seat and the leaders come off the fence and edge up to sort of come down lanes 5 and 6, and he's sitting in the box seat, he's got nowhere else to go other than back to the inside, which could be the inferior ground, sort of having to make that run up. That's my only reservation, but 260s available. I was around 225. So
That short.
Yeah.
Have you got Nashville Jack clear second?
Yeah. The runs on the board, I had an opinion of Nazwa. We spoke about it last start, and Nashville Jack raced away from it first up. Clearly likes the wet. I was impressed with that. I thought the one that was weak in the market and I was happy to be against was Skyhook. Just the one trial that was soft. Has to lug the 60.5 kilos. And
it is a big eye. I did think it trialled good to the eye though. Personally.
Did trial well. Just the one trial compared to Pallaton's 2.
Yeah, but the thing with Gerald is he works the out of them, and
that's true.
He does, so a lot of the time one trial is probably a good thing.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's probably been galloped fairly well.
Yeah, it'll gallop to the races itself. But Skyhook was the weak point. I thought $4, maybe like $6 in my market.
So we're both on Pallaton there. Trolled exceptionally well.
Yep.
We move on to race 6.
Interesting little race, 1,900 metres. I didn't have too much interest. Interesting to see there's 20 in the field, some emergency, so there'll only be 14 that race. But not my style of race here. I'll run through the map quickly. I've got Soldier of Rome, Hasty Honey, wanting to show some speed. Nana's Wish from its good draw, low draw, in good form, will want to show some good speed as well. Pure Alpha, the market favourite, will find a midfield position. Gate 16 currently, that should come into about gate 12, I think, after scratchings or deductions. And Travolta down in gate 2. Note that it's inside in gate 1. Phillipsburg is also on emergency, so Travolta could come up with the inside gate, which might be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, it could definitely.
I had no strong opinions in this race. I thought the market had it sort of Travolta from Pure Alpha.
I backed a horse the day it won. I backed the last winner at Kembla, and I was on the phone to the great Nathan Snow, and I called him because it was a maiden going to a class 1 or benchmark 68 or something, whatever it was. We were discussing the lightly raced horse, and he just said, make sure you have something on Travolta. Once it lobbed, he said, make sure you have something on Travolta. And I cheered Great Johnny home.
Lovely.
And I was actually impressed from the win. If you go back and watch its win from the 600, like I was just sitting there going, I'm collecting here.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 the one pop, and I am just home. I thought the win was impressive. Aside from that, couldn't really care about the race. Not my sort of race at all.
Yeah.
You know what? Cheering Johnny as a thank you, but that's about it. No interest from a betting perspective for me. Let's move on to race 7.
Sweet. Yeah, race 7's a tricky one. I didn't have a strong opinion here. War Eternal comes up favourite, just with the recent runs on the board, I think, and its aptitude to like wet ground. But highlights, Ang Power will want to show speed there. War Eternal will be up on speed. Palmetto, Diamond Diesel all showing speed. There's a lot of stays in this race. Like when I didn't see the distance, I thought it was a staying race. You know, Land Legend, Adelaide River, Birdman, Kinesiology, Our Gold Hope, they're all sort of 18, 2,000 metres. Horses coming out of a Melbourne Cup. To see them resume over 1,400 screams to me
like a practice race.
Yeah, no intent. Flop out the back, try run home strongly. I guess that's why the market's gravitated to War Eternal. Doesn't have the class of a few of these, but you go through it, box ticks, third up, wet ground, 54 kilos, up on speed. It's easy to see why the market's made it $3.50, but I sort of come back to class and I just don't think it's as good as a few others if they're screwed down. What did you think, Mace?
Yeah, definitely. We spoke about Adelaide River last week, trialled exceedingly well. Thought it's interesting, though, the J-Mac and the market's obviously gone with it in Birdman. I thought the trials were pretty, definitely passable.
Yep.
Looks like it's ready to run a race first up. It's never won over 1,400 before. The shortest distance it's won over is 2,400.
Yeah.
So you got it's 440 second favourite in the market. Yeah, it was a bit of a tricky one for me. It wasn't a race that I really wanted to bet in, and then I looked. It was probably I could have flea bets on Birdman or Adelaide River.
Yep.
And not be surprised. Yeah, just it's a really, really tricky race. And I expected Birdman to probably be bigger odds.
Yeah, I agree.
Due to a lot of those reasons, but it's obviously a classy animal. You don't race in Melbourne Cups unless you are. But I do. Adelaide River's coming off a gelding. I'll be if just to watch the race. I'll be having flea bets on 4 and 2.
I think I got nothing wrong with that. I think Our Gold Hope is some chance market's kind of found at $7.50. If you look through its form last prep, form behind Fangirl, Chia Wolf, Lady Shenandoah, Amelia's Jewel.
Was it in last week? You made mention of it? I'm sure.
I think so. The Gate 1's a bit tricky. I don't love Gate 1, but
no.
I would almost, if gun to my head, I'd rather take the $7.50 Our Gold Hope than sort of the $3.50 War Eternal. But no bet for me, that race.
No bet. All right, we move on to race 8.
Race 8, horses resuming. Punton coming off a few good performances. Yoshinobu didn't go a yard 2 weeks ago at Rosehill. Was a nice win first up, then just didn't go a yard in the wet. I'd be surprised if they raced it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Captain Furai, Gate 8. It's going to get every possible hope, I think, with the wet ground and the nice map. Punton from 12. I don't know what they'll do there. I think it'll find a midfield position, try slot in and get some cover. Starman drawn the car park, bit tricky, I think, on that race, from that position. And Denman Star, Gate 4. Horses in good form coming out of a midway. I think it can find a nice spot just in behind them. But, tricky race this. I had no firm opinion other than sort of to be against Yoshinobu, carrying the top weight and failing on the wet last start. If they want to race it on Saturday, I'll be strongly against it.
Okay. Yeah, well, I thought it was a race that had good pace, and I thought it'd be something that could come over the top of them. One of the horses that I'd made note of, and I did like its trial, was Brosnan. Gerald, first up, it's never done anything first or second up before this. It's only ever won the one race. Pretty sure it's very well bred from memory. It's got the blinkers again, and I really loved its last trial against Polly with the blinkers. It really got motoring to the line. It's around the 15-1 mark. I reckon it can run a little cheeky side. Another horse out of the trials I wanted to make mention of in this race was Formal Display, ex-European horse having its first start in Australia. We do know that I have a weird fetish for these horses, and it's been gelded. Another thing that I seem to seem to find. And it trialled the Birdman, so it's trialled over the 1200. Its last trial, but it was okay. But the trial before its Scone was actually quite good against Scone horses. But yeah, it's big odds. It's around the 20-1 mark. So once again, it's a race that I wasn't super keen to bet in. The horses in the market I don't really love. I think Punton's just a bit of a whacker, I might find. Yeah. Captain Furai is probably a good chance in this sort of race. But just little spec bets on Brosnan and Formal Display for me.
Sweet. Love it.
Moving on to race 9.
This one's one of the hardest races of the days here. I started to do my speed map and then there was just so much speed. I don't know who's going to lead and find the front. You got Mogul Monarch from gate 2. Bonita Queen was nommed last week after showing speedy trials. They scratched. It'll show speed again. Poker Jack. Mao Coops won its last few leading. I tipped it last week, but it was scratched. Duke of Bronte. Rosalind Star showed speed in its trials. Got gapped by Pallaton. See how that form holds up by now. Polygot also shows speed, but I think they'll go back. There's just so much speed in this.
There's a lot of pace.
You've got the Blade to also nominated down at Caulfield, so I don't know which way they'll go there with the Blade.
Oh.
Yeah, it's dual accepted. I know you were keen on it, but it's going to be the one I think, if they overdo it up front, it's going to love it. Handles the wet, gets in a nice suck run from 6 and can finish over the top of them, but way too tricky.
I probably should have known that. A bit amateurish of me. Oh, it's first emergency in Melbourne.
Not scratched yet, though, is it?
No, not yet. So
I don't know where they'll go. It'll be interesting.
It won its debut on a wet track.
Yeah.
Sydney way of going. It's got no weight, which I think it's also got in it's got a bit more weight in Melbourne, but it's drawn by run. I think it's drawn ideally. I think there's good pace in this race. I think it gets the absolute ideal run. It's just gonna just nestle in behind the pace. It's a beautiful track into this. $6 each way. That is me.
Love it.
And I've got Polyglot is second pick. Nothing against Rosalind Star. I agree with your points on it as a horse. Definitely got some good ability and been trialling well.
Yeah. Strong opinion. The map's just too tricky for me. When I'm having bets, I want to try and find bets where I'm pretty confident they're going to settle in a certain
Roslind's has
position.
been gilded as well. I missed that.
And I just couldn't figure out which horse is going to settle where, so I had no confidence of a bet in this race. But, nothing from me.
Yeah, no, I'm really hoping they go here because I think it's going to get the most beautiful run. Just where it's drawn and looking at where the horses with pace and without pace are going to go, it gets options.
Yeah.
I'm keen to be on the Blade each way here.
Sweet.
Race 10.
Last race of the day here. South of India showed some speed. Gate 4. The 1200's a bit of a query, but it'll be up on speed. Romeo's Choice is flying in great form. Can it bring its winter stuff now to some early spring stuff? Or not early spring, but into some deeper races here. Romeo's Choice 960, Gate 5, it'll find a nice spot. And Bunker Hut has been off the scene for a while, but draws well again. Trial wet last week. Gate 3, I think it's going to settle in a handy position. And then J-Mac rides Geriatrics, resuming Gate 12. I think it'll settle back in the field. Bohemia, we've backed that horse before, I think we have. And Newcastle has a strong turn of foot. Gate 14, it's going to just go back, try and finish over the top of them. I didn't have a strong opinion to finish the day. Did you, Mace?
No, nothing super strong in this race. They're once again kind of spec bets. Thought the trials of geriatrics.
Geriatrics, yeah.
Oh, geriatric. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
No, you're
I
right.
am a geriatric. I didn't mind the trials of that. Interesting. J-Max taking the ride. Waller ran the 10-1 mark. Could easily entertain. Want to see how it looks in the yard, but could easily have something on it.
Yep.
Another one was Lord Penman for Waller. But and just so on get a geriatrics gilded as well. Always a sign that we'll be ready first up.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought both trials were certainly passable. It's an ex-Kiwi horse, had a few starts here. I like seeing them their second time around, so I'll be definitely keeping an eye on that. So Bunkerhart's got to be a chance here.
Yeah, yeah.
I do think he prefers it a fair bit firmer though. I do think he can get through it, but I think he'd prefer it to be at least soft than heavy.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting. Sports bet went up $17. They took that right away. It's into sevens now. Gatsby's is the one that's drifted, and I can see why. It's got to carry it gets to carry the 51.5, so it's got no weight on its back. That's often a recipe for success in the wet. But
It's been gilded as well. Jesus. So my only issue with it was last trial was better on the wet. It's a dead set wet tracker. When I looked at this race, first thing I just went was, I want a truckload Gatsby's.
Yeah.
And then I looked and I watched the trial. Let me just watch that last trial again. The one before I was certainly just a trial.
I've just got down no 1,200 in my notes.
Well, just 1,200 exactly.
Yeah. It's resume 11, beautiful. 1,100 wet. Like it could be in the race beforehand, like race 9, and be a top chance. But yeah,
that was my thing. Like I was a 1,100 meter horse.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe now gilded. It's like the last trial was better than the first trial.
Yeah. I couldn't find it. I was happy to oppose it.
One thing that I do know with Mr. Waller, though, is he likes placing horses and getting them down in the weight. Weight's something he takes into account in his own form and in his own placing.
Yeah. You taught me that, I think, last year. With one
you did, yeah. It's a big placement thing. So I'd be interested. It's definitely in my numbers. So I'm kind of looking Gatsby's, Geriatrics, Lord Penman.
Yeah.
Bit of value there.
Yeah, Bunkerhart, markets found it. I don't want to take it any short. It's a tricky race nonetheless. Yeah, I'm a bit against Perfumus. We didn't speak about it. I
was just about to too. It won the trial by 9 lengths, like over 1,000.
Yeah, but how often do Bjorn Baker horses win big space trials? Like I can think of a few horses where he has them and they just bolt in trials. He had a spin.
It also did beat Arapaho and Land Legend, which are just genuine stays.
Yeah, exactly. So
like that we're just there walking. I wouldn't read too much into the 9 lengths trial personally. Yeah. I'm happy to be against it at the $5 mark, $5.50 where it's at.
Yeah, completely agree. No strong play here, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was pretty interesting card. We need the weather to start bloody improving. I will say that.
Yeah.
As it is getting to that time of the year. Now for the best bets, I'm going with a very scary recipe and I'm tipping 4 horses first up on heavy track, something that we should never be doing. But I'm starting with race 2, number 6, Adolphus, $6.50 each way. Absolutely love the trial. I think it's extremely well placed here. We move on to race 3, number 6, Fermoy, $9 each way. $1.90 favourite in the race where it won its last race by 9 lengths. This is a maiden against horses that won races. I've just got the feeling that could be a top quality animal. Absolutely love the trials. J-Mac rode it in 2 of the trials. He sticks race day. $9 each way is stealing. We move on to race 5, number 5, Pallaton, $2.50 at the moment, I think. Once again, 2 super trials, finds a small field, looks ready to go first up. I think it will be winning. Race 9, number 14, Theblade. Slight caveat, it's also accepted for Melbourne, so keep an eye out there if it does run there, but I think it's extremely well suited in this race. A race with a lot of pace, drawn super well, won its debut on a wet track, and I think it'll be extremely hard to beat.
Love it. I'm going to follow Mace's tune here. Rosehill, race 3, number 6, Fermoy. The trials have been outstanding. Chris Waller, J-Mac booked, fresh. I think you can get on each way, and I think you can get a collect. Then we'll go to Rosehill, race 5, number 5, Pallaton, for all the points Mace mentioned. This horse skipped past horses who I've got an opinion of in Rosalind Star. Last start in its trial, it's exceptional. Gate 1's the only little reservation for me, but I think if it's as good as the trials looked, then it should be winning. And then I'll sneak down to Caulfield, race 3, number 7, Gala Queen. This horse resumed over an unsuitable 1100, held up at the top of the straight, but hit the line nicely. Blake Shin sticks, gate 11. I think it looks a top chance up to the 1400 metres now.
All right, Big Tommy, we've landed on a few of the same. We've had a good record at doing this.
Yeah, mate. Hopefully we can get the collect. Might have a little double as well on our 2 selections.
Yes. That could be, that'd be big.
9, 260, yeah, probably low 20s we're looking at the double.
Yeah, that's something. That's a way to get over the rain.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we will see you again next week. The races are only getting better and better, and I am starting to get a little bit more excited about doing forms.
Can't wait.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.